All right, we just finished talking about how Dr. Oz, who runs the Center for Medicare and Medicaid Services, that agency, has discovered that there are billions of dollars in unlawful federal Medicaid spending on illegal aliens. Illegal aliens, by federal law, can only get emergency care. But this is almost $2 billion of non-emergency health care, because here in California, Newsom gave away health care benefits to 1.7 million illegal aliens. 1.7 million. So the unlawful payments totaled 1.3 billion in California. The whole country was at 1.8 billion at this point. We're at 1.3 billion unlawful payments to illegal aliens for health care. See, this is one of the most important reasons why ICE is rounding up everybody. And you may think from the absurd, ridiculous coverage in the news media that there are all kinds of innocent citizens being rounded up because of their color, their ethnicity, or whatever. Whatever discrimination charges that people want to throw at ICE, right? Boy, this is a great clip here. Scott Jennings is a CNN commentator. And listen to this statistic about who is getting rounded up.
So, according to the reporting, there have been 170 American citizens who have been detained for some period of time during this period in which they have deported about 660,000 illegal aliens. That's about a 99.9997% success rate. If any other government agency got stuff that right that often, we'd be throwing them a ticker tape parade.
There you go. How about that? You would think, how many times have you heard some stupid politician or some stupid journalist talk about Americans are in fear, that people are being profiled, discriminated against, and they're being picked simply because of their race or their color or their ethnicity or whatever other category there is, and not because they're illegal? That they don't know who they're picking up. It's just random arrests of brown people, right? False. 99.9997% success rate?
That's about a 99.9997% success rate.
How come we're living in this new era for a year, and this is the first time I've heard this statistic? How come this isn't part of every report? And every time somebody pops off, like Karen Bass, and we got something on her coming up, she pops off claiming that everyone's being profiled, discriminated against, or rounded up based on race. This is racism, blah, blah, xenophobia, blah, 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 blah. All their stupid, tired buzzwords. It's not going on at all. If I was going to tell you that they were going to round up 660,000 illegal aliens, and they were going to be right 99.997% of the time, that's not how these stories are presented to all of us. Do you realize how much you're being lied to? These are massive systemic lies, intentional, on purpose. It's not, well, we had a bad source. No. They get up in the morning and they intentionally put out something that's false. 99.9997% accuracy when they pick people off the street and they're illegal aliens. That's like when they did the Home Depot raids. Well, they're not all illegal aliens. Yeah, you're right. 0.0003% are not illegal aliens. Hysteria over tiny mistakes, which are inevitable. Nobody in life is 100%. Can you imagine if everything you did in life and you were right 99.997% of the time? Imagine that, huh? How much money would you be making? You never screw up. All day long, every day. That's just astonishing. Here's some more hypocrisy. The other day, we played a clip about Barack Obama in 2014 deporting illegal aliens. We found two more clips since. So here are clips of Barack Obama, and tell me what he's saying that's different from Trump. Cut 4. Play cut 4 first.
If you're a criminal, you'll be deported. If you plan to enter the U.S. illegally, your chances of getting caught and sent back just went up. The actions I'm taking are not only lawful, they're the kinds of actions taken by every single Republican president and every single Democratic president for the past half century.
Let's go back a year earlier, 2013, with a Univision Telemundo reporter. He was asked about deporting the parents of kids who were brought to the country illegally. All right, so the kids are brought to the country illegally. Obviously, the parents are here illegally. Would he allow the parents to stay? Play that clip, cut 3.
As time goes on, 1,000 deportations on average a day. People are wondering, and our Twitter feeds and Facebook feeds, that's the question everybody asks. Won't you at least consider unilaterally freezing deportations for the parents of deferred action kids?
Yeah. Here's the problem that I have, Jose, and I've said this consistently. My job in the executive branch is supposed to be to carry out the laws that are passed. Congress has said, here's the law when it comes to those who are undocumented, and they allocate a whole bunch of money for enforcement. And what I have been able to do is to make a legal argument that I think is absolutely right, which is that given the resources we have, we can't do everything that Congress has asked us to do. What we can do is then carve out the DREAM Act folks, saying young people who have basically grown up here are Americans that we should welcome. We're not going to have them operate under a cloud, under a shadow. But if we start broadening that, then essentially I would be ignoring the law in a way that I think would be very difficult to defend legally. So that's not an option.
We're talking about parents of the DACA kids. One more. This is Obama back in 2008 calling out the George Bush administration for being soft on illegals.
This administration, the Bush administration, has done nothing to control the problem that we have. We've had 5 million undocumented workers come over the borders since George Bush took office. It has become an extraordinary problem. And the reason the American people are concerned is because they are seeing their own economic position slip away. And oftentimes, employers are exploiting these undocumented workers. They're not paying the minimum wage. They're not observing worker safety laws. As president, I will make sure that we finally have the kind of border security that we need. That's step number 1. Step number 2 is to take on employers. Right now, an employer has more of a chance of getting hit by lightning than be prosecuted for hiring an undocumented worker. That has to change. They have to be held accountable. Start shedding some light on the problem, and we can once again be a nation of laws and a nation of immigrants. That's what I intend to do as President of the United States.
Barack Obama, 2008. That was the CNN debate. Deborah Mark, live in the KFI 24-hour newsroom.